for the last few years, one thing that we have seen in the RPG world that's hopefully going to become more of a trend is the transition from video games to role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games, which I personally welcome very, very much. One of the most interesting and possibly the best example that we have seen has been Dragon Age. Dragon Age really took the video world game by storm. What was supposed to be a Dungeons and Dragons license stopped being a Dungeons and Dragons license and became something completely different and something a whole in itself, which is brilliant because the game was absolutely fantastic and it redefined an awful lot of the concepts of dark fantasy. When I heard that a tabletop game was going to be coming out, I was a little bit iffy about it. I was a bit concerned that the video game would not be translated properly into the tabletop, but on the other hand I was also very relieved to hear that it was going to be Green Ronin doing the work. Green Ronin has been going on for quite some time and it has been very wisely led by Chris Pramas, who has been in the RPG industry for long enough that if I say he will feel embarrassed, and I don't want that to happen, so I won't say it. I will just say it's been a very long time and he's done an awful lot of very, very good things. The first box of Dragon Age introduced the Age system, which is played with D6s, and it was received with massive acclaim. But it was only for characters levels 1 to 5, and then they were going to release more boxes. This is the other box. This is the second box that was released a few months ago now, and I'm not sure what's inside. I know there are a few books and I know there are a few cards. This is not a review on the gameplay itself or the system, but just the quality of the contents inside this box and whether those contents really match with the needs of what the game has set. So without further ado, let me open this for you. Right, first things first, the artwork is just glorious. I mean, that cover really sets the standard of what's going to be the dark fantasy of Dragon Age. Dragon Age is not for the light-hearted, it really isn't. It's bloody, it's gory, it's dark, it's full of betrayal, it's full of blood magic, it's full of grey areas of morality and ethics. It's a very gritty game and the artwork normally goes with it. The cover indeed does go with it, and even for a game they haven't really held back their punches and there's plenty of blood everywhere. That is very much in keeping with the ethos of the video game as well, which I welcome, but because it would be rather stupid to actually it just wouldn't be right to just change that for the sake of pure prudish opinions from other people. Right, the first thing that we see here are some reference cards, quite a few of them, in fairly thick cardboard, which is very nice. And you get your actions, minor and major actions, and your spell casting reference. You get more than one of these. In fact, you get 3 spell casting reference cards. And then you get a combat and stunt reference cards, another 3. One for each player. It's a very nice thing to have. This can help the gameplay quite massively, which is lovely. So it's a very good idea that they have implemented this, which is the kind of things that you can do when you set up a box set rather than just publish a book. The next thing with it, and I am really looking forward to this, is a poster of the map of Thedas, which is the world where the whole adventures of Dragon Age happen. I am a bit of a cartography buff. I really like maps, and this is beautiful, very, very beautiful. It is the same map that you see in the video game, obviously, because otherwise it would be pointless. The cartography is actually very faithful as well to what you see in the video game, although this is a bit more modern looking. The video game is more of a parchment, more monochromatic, less colorful, even though this is not particularly colorful, but it's very vibrant. It's very good, and you have all the right names in all the right places, and it's actually very good to see locations that if you have played the video game are familiar. So this is really nice, and this will be a very nice addition to any table. And if you want to write your own adventures, then this is pretty crucial. Then we have two books, the Player's Guide and the Game Master's Guide. Again, the artwork is what's meant to be. The artwork is gritty, is wild, very muted palette, but it's very dynamic, it's very dramatic, and I really welcome that very, very much. The quality of the cover is average. It's nothing to sing praises for. It's just very normal. I could argue that it could be a little bit better to add to the durability of the book, but it does what's meant to do. It's very glossy, it is beautiful, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. The layout of the book is very simple, with enough artwork to go everywhere. The font is very easy to read. The paragraphs are very well defined. The 2 columns is just easy on the eye without being revolutionary. And the font size is big enough that people like me with dyslexia, it's actually very easy to read, and the reading flow is very comfortable. There is plenty of artwork, and I'm very happy to see that the watermark on the page is not intrusive, which is a mistake that you see happening very often. But then from a company like Grey Wardens, I don't expect any less, and they have not disappointed. This is just beautiful. This is the kind of book that you just flick through it and it really makes you want to go into it and play the book. Fantastic it is also that they have divided the book between the Game Master's Guide and the Player's Guide. If anything, because it means that 2 people could be playing it or could be reading this at the same time. So you don't need a book per player or a product per player to actually enjoy this product. Again, the Players is just lovely, explaining what's in the box. The artwork is just delightful, absolutely delightful. Everything is so atmospheric, is so beautifully put together. Very, very nice. And the price is not bad either. I can't recall if it is in the back here. Yes, this is meant to be $40 US, which is translated in the UK at about £28 when I bought it, which is a lot more than $40, but I think this is very well worth it. I know the game plays very well. I know if you want a Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons alternative to a fantasy game that has plenty of material out there, that's very well supported and is very congruent and very cohesive, you cannot go wrong with this. Although to play the second box you need the first one, and that's to be expected as well, I think it's a wise and worth investment to have, because it's just lovely to look at, it is lovely to play, and you will not run out of ideas anytime soon. And to be honest with you, if you run out of ideas anytime soon, just play the video game. The first one was fantastic, the second one was average, although it was good enough, and that will give you absolutely everything you need to keep you busy for months and months on end. I would happily give this product a 5-star because it does everything that's meant to do. The quality of the production is what you would expect from a company like Grey Wardens, and I know that this is a fantastic game, so yep, you can buy it with confidence.